Hey, what's up guys? I'm Ryan from ExtremeTerrain, and today I'm here with the Smittybilt OEM replacement top with tinted windows fitting your 2007 to 2009 four-door Wrangler. This is for the JKU owner looking to replace that old worn-out top with an OEM style top, not only increasing visibility but getting rid of some of that road noise. Whether your top is torn, stretched, or you just have scratched windows, this is an affordable and easy to install replacement. The heavy-duty top material provides OEM quality, and the new windows provide clarity and privacy with the DOT-approved 31% tint. This is made from marine-grade vinyl-coated fabric, and it's sealed to ensure that no water gets in your Jeep and that it'll last you for years. The wick stop threads prevent leaking around the stitch holes, and the self-correcting zippers make it very easy to get the windows on and off. Now this comes as a complete kit with both side windows and the rear window, and it is a direct replacement if you have the factory frame. This is going to be your most affordable option on the site and a great buy at around $300. And not only that, but it has great reviews from happy customers. As far as install goes, I'm going to give this a 2 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, since you can install this in about 3 hours using basic hand tools. Now with that being said, let's hop into our install. To begin this installation, we'll need to remove the soft top material. Since we're going to do this with the frame on there, we're going to start by removing the rear windows and a few screws out of the rear bow assembly. So to remove these side windows, you're just going to peel back this Velcro and unzip this. And you'll need to open your door. That way we can slide it out of our door surround and our tub edge. Do the same thing for the other window. So next step, we're going to remove our rear window. So we're going to open our tailgate and grab our zipper from this side. We'll go all the way around and unzip it. So next we're going to take a Phillips head screwdriver and remove the 4 screws from this rear bow assembly. So while we're back here, we're going to just pull this back of the soft top out of that edge. And you're going to do the same thing for the other side. So next we're going to go to this other bow assembly, the second one in from the back, and we're going to remove those 4 screws with a Phillips head screwdriver. So next we're going to remove these edges out of our door surround. You can do that by just pulling down and pulling out. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So now we're going to disconnect the front of our top, pulling that edging out of our door surround, and then we're going to unlatch our header from our windshield channel. So I'm going to pull our visor down, pull that aside, and release our latches. Same thing for the other side. So next we're going to flip this soft top backwards so we can access the screws underneath, and then we'll flip it back. So with this flip back, we're going to remove 2 screws from either side with a Phillips head screwdriver. Then we can flip it back, flip the material over, and remove the rest of the screws. So we're going to take this whole assembly and we're going to flip it back up. Then we're going to take all the material and flip that over onto the hood. So So you're gonna pull these edges out, and then we're gonna flip this material forward. Now you're gonna have 2 rows of screws that are going all the way down. We're gonna use a Phillips head screwdriver to take those out. I recommend using a drill because it's gonna be much faster. So removing all those screws is going to allow us to separate the header channel. So we're going to pull this top section off, and then we can remove our fabric. And we'll pull these pieces of tape off as well. So the same way that we took the old one off, we're going to put the new one on. So you're going to lay this upside down and drag this front edge up. Now, there's going to be a notch in the fabric here on the new top, and there's a notch in the header channel. We're going to line both of those up, and then we're going to use tape. We're going to tape this edge down to our header channel. This is going to keep it in place while we put that other plastic section of the header channel on. So, just get out our tape. All right, so now we have all that taped down. We're ready to put this plastic section on. So we are going to pull this up a little bit, make sure that this edge stays in place, and then we're gonna need to get our edges inside of here, and then this whole thing wrapped around, and then we'll put our screws in. So we're gonna pull this fabric up here, like this, and then we're gonna tuck this channel, this plastic section down in there. When you're getting this top section on, you want to make sure that that edge stays in there and that that tape holds. And then we're going to get these corners to seat inside of this top piece. And then once all that's taken care of, we can go ahead and put all these screws back in. So when you're ready to put all these screws in, you can get them pretty close with a power tool, but I would recommend hand tightening them with a screwdriver. That way you're not going to strip out the holes in the plastic. So now that we have the header secured and bolted down, we're going to take all the material, flip it all the way back, and then we're going to flip this back and get the 4 screws in. So after we have this all flipped back, we're going to take this plastic edging and we're going to flip that over, and then we'll install those 2 screws. So we're going to slide this back and make this front edge nice and tight. And then I'm going to use a Phillips head screwdriver to reinstall those screws. So while we have this rearmost bow out in the open, since Smittybilt provides us with new straps, we're gonna go ahead and pull these old ones off and stick the new ones on. So to attach this rearmost bow, you're gonna have these flaps on the inside. These flaps are gonna wrap around from the backside, and then we're gonna install those screws that we took out. So we're going to lift this up, and this is going to go in each of these corners. So we're just gonna set that on top like that. And we'll crawl up here and get these screws installed. So we're gonna center this top on this bar as best we can, and then we're gonna start with these 2 middle ones. This flap is gonna wrap around the backside, and then we're gonna poke a hole through here, get our screw started, and then we're going to screw it into our bow. So for this second bow in, you're gonna have this flap hanging down from the soft top material. This is gonna go on the front side of the bow facing the front seats. And we're gonna start with the middle and work our way out with these Phillips head screws. So with all those screws installed, the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna flip the Sunrider closed. So now that we have this closed, the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna close our latches. After you have those front latches shut, we're gonna tuck our edges into our door surround. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So then we're gonna go to the back of the top, you're gonna pull down firmly on here, and we'll get these edges seated in the tub. Then we'll do the same thing for the other side. So at this point in time, you're done installing the top section. We can start with the windows. So we're gonna start with this side window. We're gonna get this zipper started up top a few inches, and then we'll get this seam in our door surround. So once you get that front seam in and this bottom seam started, we can zip our window up the rest of the way, and then we'll finish getting this in. After we're done that, we're gonna go ahead, push all this Velcro down, make a real nice seal. And you can shut your door. Then we're gonna do the same thing for the other side. We're gonna get that zipper started a few inches, and then we're going to get this door section seated in the door surround. Might need to disconnect the rear to allow this to travel forward a little bit, and then we can get this all the way in, because this material is pretty tight. Now this bottom edge is gonna go into the tub, so you're just gonna press it up against that, press down, and we'll just go along and do that for the rest of it. So after you get the two side windows in, we're gonna put the rear window in. Now we're gonna start on this side, the driver's side, where the zippers are. You're gonna have this little edge. This is just gonna slide into those zippers, and then we'll zip it up all the way around. So the last step is to install the tailgate bar. So you're gonna take both of the zippers and just zip them up a little bit. Then we're gonna take our rear window and we're gonna slide this bar off of there. And then we're gonna slide this bar on in the same way. So there's this little channel here with a plastic piece sewn into it. And we're just gonna slip the bar onto that and then slide it all the way down. Once you slide that all the way down, this is going to go inside here into our tailgate bar retainers. And we can zip these the rest of the way up and hook our flaps back in. So once you get this top fully installed, you're going to want to sit it in the sun and allow it to stretch a little bit before you remove the windows. However, that wraps up my review and install. For more videos like this, check us out at ExtremeTerrain.com.